Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Thank you for joining us on the Think Realty webinar. Today we have Kevin Aichele from Next Generation Real Estate Investing. We're going to be starting in a moment, but he's going to talk today about the new Next Generation Real Estate Investing strategies that will set you ahead of every other investor. And with that, we're going to go to a quick video for you.
Muted. Unmuted.
Meet Keith Aichele. With more than 1,200 homes sold, over 2,000 investor and home seller consultations, Keith Aichele is a powerful leader, founder, and CEO of PhysibalVault.net and America's NextGen real estate marketing and investing expert. Keith is the ambassador and principal architect of the Real Estate Deal Wheel and co-founder of the International Marketing Masters Association. Keith is known for creating. He has shared the stage with business icons, ABC's Secret Millionaire, James Malinchak, Shark Tank's original shark, Kevin Harrington, and Sharon Lechter, co-author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, the #1 personal finance book of all time. He has been the keynote speaker of the year for the nation's largest trade show for entrepreneurs. Based on his massive success in pioneering the marketing innovations industry, Keith has been asked to bring his innovative strategies to one of the top 5 ranked universities in the world. Keith has been featured on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox News, major magazines, countless interviews, and has written numerous best-selling books. He took his first major business success in real estate from ground zero to #1 in just 18 months, reaching over $250 million in sales, and sold his entire suite of companies in just 5 years. Keith was awarded the Chairman's Excellence Award by the global leader in marketing for his innovation and impact on the industry. Keith is the creator of the nation's most powerful real estate marketing and investing platform, which has been sought out by the top real estate brokerages and real estate investment associations across the country. Keith is the inventor of PhysibalVault.net, the Go Investor platform, and is a disruptive real estate pioneer. America's next-gen real estate marketing and investing expert, Keith Aichele. All right, good afternoon, everyone, or morning, depending where you're coming in from. Real quick to make sure you guys can hear me okay, and also give me a sense where everyone's kind of coming in from. Can you just type into your chat box here on GoToWebinar and let me know what city you're actually streaming in from here? So I always like to know where people are at. We're going to go through, I'm going to have a few things for you as we go throughout this. It'll be very important that you know how to leverage the chat box. I've got some really cool things. I don't know if anybody mentioned to you before you signed up for this, but I'm going to be giving away about $10,000 worth of real estate equity on this session. So you guys definitely want to pay attention and stay on this till the end. So I love people who participate. So again, for those of you that are out there, type into your chat box. I want to make sure you can hear and you're able to see the, okay. So, oh, I see someone from Chicago. Oh, fantastic. I'm actually, I live in Chicago as well as Vegas. I'm out in St. Charles area. So great, welcome. Glad to have you on. We got folks from Idaho. Fantastic. We've got folks from all over, it looks like, coming in. So what I want to do is, we've got an awesome time together. We've only got a little bit of time because obviously we're in the middle of the day. You've got a million things to do, but I want to make this the best hour that you spent today and probably this month, if not this entire year. We're going to talk about real estate. And before I jump in really quick, how many of you guys are actually in real estate today? Oh, so you use Chicago generically, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off track, but yeah, I do the same thing. When I'm talking generic, I'm in Chicago, but I'm actually nowhere near Chicago. As you know, St. Charles, most people would have no idea where that is. But anyway, how many of you guys, there's a question for you. How many are just getting started in real estate? Type that in if you're just getting started. How many of you have maybe done some training, but you haven't really done very many deals, maybe a deal or so or less? Versus how many of you are actively in real estate in some form or fashion? And tell me what that is. If you're actively doing real estate, are you wholesaling? Are you fix and flip? Are you buy and hold? Are you Airbnb? What are you kind of, how are you participating in real estate today? So go ahead and type that in, because I want to make sure that I'll tailor this for you guys. I'll make sure that I can help you guys get an advantage in what you're doing here today. So if you took the time to come in today, I guarantee you I'm going to open up your mind and blow your mind with some strategies that you've never seen before, some unique ways to be able to grow that most people are missing out on. So again, so just type in your chat box how, if you're just beginning, if you've done some training, but that's about it, or if you're actually actively investing, how is it that you're investing today? And for the individual out there, Marky, you actually just missed us in Chicago with our workshop. So we just had a workshop last weekend at in Schaumburg at the Renaissance Convention Center. So unfortunately, we just missed you there for a full day of training that we teach people how to completely change their real estate investing strategies. So, and if you're not in real estate, just type your beginning, right? Just put nothing, so you're not involved. I mean, you guys jumped on this for some reason. So I'm hoping you guys, I'm seeing some responses. Okay. Awesome. So multiple states. So for those of you that are brokers too, we've got a program to help in every city. By the way, we're taking 5 companies in each category of real estate and showing them how to absolutely becoming #1 in their industry. So we have a mechanism to do that. It's not what we're going to talk about here today, but if you're interested in learning about that, let us know. If you have a business in the real estate services space, someone on the oh yeah, it's Mary. I thought it was Mary, but then I just mistyped. So yeah, Mary. We have folks sometimes that are in real estate as agents, and they realize, you know what, I'm not really making as much as I want in real estate compared to what other people are making in real estate. So let me talk about that in just a minute. So why real estate? Number one, over the last 2 centuries, about 90% of the world's millionaires have been created by investing in real estate. This is a fact. You could go Google this, guys. It's proven that real estate investing creates more millionaires than any other path. And it's crazy to think that more people aren't doing it. The second thing that why real estate, what I love about real estate is that it levels the playing field such that anyone has unlimited potential, potential. And what's so great about that is, you know, you could have no credit or great credit. You could have a college degree, a PhD, or you could be a high school dropout. You could have completed 6th grade education. That's it. You could be have tons of capital or broke as can be, and it doesn't matter in real estate. Now, some of the strategies I'm going to share with you today do not involve wholesaling or fix and flip, by the way. I want to show you systematic ways to build real estate over time. Someone in here loves the Airbnb model, and I love that too. And we can actually show you, I'm going to show you in a little bit, thousands of properties, by the way, that you could pick up without needing income, capital, or credit, and you can actually own them. A lot of people that are even doing Airbnb are renting and subletting and renting, and that's a great strategy too. But what if you could actually own those properties without using your own money, be Airbnb, cash flowing, and have $50,000 to $70,000 in equity within 5 years on all those properties that other people were paying down your mortgage on? So without needing traditional credit or financing. So those are some of the things that we teach in our full day workshop. For the individual that was out there saying Carolinas or Florida, where do you actually, oh, that's Mary. Oh, okay, that's Mary again. I see. So by the way, what we're going to do, I want to ask you guys, this is what's so crazy. Everybody knows that real estate creates more millionaires than any other path. Anybody can do it. So why don't more people do it? Why do people get stuck? Can you guys chime in for me on the chat and tell me, why do you think more people get stuck in real estate? And by the way, a little comment about the individual who said that they're a realtor wanting to get out of it. Here's an interesting fact. The average realtor, based on the National Association of Realtors, makes $42,500 a year. Oh, but don't worry, if you have 16 years of experience, the average goes up to $78,000. And if you're one of the lucky 24%, you'll make over 6 figures. And the crazy thing about that to me is real estate makes all this money for folks, but yet most people that are actually in real estate with their license aren't making that because they're on the wrong side of the coin, if that makes sense. Like, they're in the right space, they're just not doing it the right way. So absolutely, I tell everybody, if you're in real estate, and you're just an agent, you're missing where the real money is in that space. Yeah, so someone had chimed in and said, money and finance, it confuses people. Money, and then in general they confuse. So I like to break those answers into money knowledge, and there's one more. What do you guys think is the third reason most people don't get involved in real estate, even though most people know that you can make it? See if anybody knows this answer. There's a fourth one too, but that one's just personal. It's true for anything, which that one is going to be procrastination. Most people just don't get off their butt to do things, but it's not really the hindrance. But the third one is fear. The third one is fear. Does that make sense? They're either afraid, they don't have the money, or they believe that they need the money, or they don't have the know-how. Yes, good job. Someone chimed in there. So the fear. Yes, so those are the three things. So I ask people this: if you're not in it, what if I could take, and I'm just going to do right now, I'm going to take all three of those out of the equation. How many of you guys would invest to learn how to do real estate on a whole nother level if you didn't have to worry about the fear, the knowledge, or the money? If we could remove those facts, how many of you guys would commit to learn new strategies that can elevate your game no matter what you're doing today? I assure you, we can help you elevate no matter if you're a beginning investor or you've been doing this for 15 years. We could show you next-gen strategies. So, just type in the word yes if you would be open to learning new strategies if we could get rid of all three of those aspects: fear, money, and knowledge. Type that in your chat box. Now, here's what we're going to cover. I'm going to share with you here today. Number one, I'm going to share with you the biggest secret that transformed my life, and I know will transform yours too. I guarantee, and by the way, you can apply this to any aspect, any business that you want, not just real estate. The second is the three myths that are holding you back from reaching your next level through real estate investing. Again, no matter where you're at, whether that's just getting started or going from maybe a few Airbnb properties to having thousands of Airbnb properties, or going from making $100,000 a year in real estate or $200,000 to $2 million a year in real estate. So we're going to talk about that. And then the last piece is the three keys to get a fast start becoming a next-gen real estate investor no matter where you're at today. Now, I've only got a few minutes. I was just getting to that. I've only got an hour with you here today. So what I'm going to do is ask you to type your questions into your chat box. And at the end, I'll answer those unless it's something just around what I just spoken and it's not, going to derail us too far. I want to make sure I get through all this great content that I brought for you. We teach a whole day workshop on real estate. Well, we teach more than that, but we have a whole day workshop that really gives people an insight to next-gen real estate investing. And I brought some of those most important aspects for you guys here today. And I want to make sure that you all are able to kind of get that core content that I brought. And then afterwards, I'm happy to answer anything that you guys might have. Does that sound fair? Now, I have one goal for you guys, and it's not to sell you anything. My goal is actually for you to sell yourself that no matter where you're at in real estate, that you believe that there's another level and that you want to get to it. So let me ask you, how many of you guys on a scale of 10, with 10 being the highest, believe that there's another level of real estate that you can tap into and you have a true desire to tap into that next level? So again, on a scale of 1 to 10, which 1 is I don't think there's another level, I'm all good, or 10 is I know there's bigger levels and I want to figure out how I get into those bigger levels. If you could type that in your chat box, that would be great. And by the way, I can tell you, those that are on the call and don't actually know how to, or are not willing to type 10 into the box, or 5 or 7 or whatever that is, that's part of the big challenge for folks. It's that, they won't put in the effort that it takes. In the world of entrepreneurship, I like to call that entrepreneurs versus entrepreneurs. So there's a lot of people out there that want lots of things, but they won't take the effort to go do it. Believe heavily in action takers. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share with you an opportunity, something that's coming up. And by the way, we're coming to Atlanta. So we run these workshops all around the country, by the way. Our next one is in Atlanta this weekend. It's going to be Saturday from 8:30. It's actually to 5:30. That the slide is wrong. We expanded it because we've got a really cool bonus that we've added now. You guys are going to love this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to share in case people have to drop early, right? Because I want to make sure I get through my content with you. I like to say, if I could take out all the fear and help share with you the knowledge that you're going to gain, and take out all the risk of the money, because we're going to give you a risk-free ticket discounted for being part of Think Realty. If you go to our website, it's $297, $47 risk-free to join us for the day. If you cannot make it to Atlanta because you're not around there, you guys can stream in. Does that seem fair? If you guys stream in and you don't like it for any reason, you don't learn one thing, just let us know. I don't want your $47. What we want is people that are committed to want to learn next-gen real estate investing strategies. And that's really it. This is not one of those workshops where we promote a TV personality. and then they never show up. You get their team. This is a full day to learn strategies. By the way, Mary, I'm bummed you missed the one in Chicago, because we actually took a wholesaler right here in Chicago and a renovator, and it's only been since Saturday. We already have them working on a model, a property right now, a project, and they're increasing their returns by over 50%. And I'm doing that because I teach them not to wholesale anymore. I show them how to JV and creative strategies. So literally, I guarantee you, you guys are going to be able to learn. But now it doesn't matter if you're not there. There was a gentleman that came late because he had to take his wife to the eye doctor, and he's going to stream into Atlanta because he missed the morning part, but he loved it so much. He's like, I gotta learn this stuff. So don't worry, you can stream in and you'll get the full knowledge and content. So if you guys are willing to open up your minds for a day, but commit to the full day, guys, I want you to learn it all. We're gonna give you that opportunity to go for $47. Does that sound good? Does this seem like a fair offer? And I'm going to share with you why you want to be there over the rest of our time. And again, $47 does not change my life. You're going to see that in a minute as I go through my story. But I want you guys to open up to get to that next level. For those of you that put a 9 or 10 in your chat box, and those of you that are less than 9 or 10, when I said how interested are you to learn greater, you could still learn that. I'm just afraid that when people aren't committed to want to do real estate, they never will. That's why so many people go to events and learn real estate but never take action and do something. So, but some of you are already in the space, and I know you'll take action. You'll get so much out of this one day. So that's it. So let me go ahead and take you through now. What I'd like to do is take a step back and share with you, if it's all right, the biggest secret that transformed my life and will transform your life too, guaranteed. So to do that, I want to share a little bit about my background. Would that be okay to share my background? Just type the word okay in your chat box. If that would be all right. If I give you a background, I guarantee this lesson will totally open up, and you can leverage this lesson for anything you do in any business space whatsoever. All right, great. Thank you guys for allowing me to kind of share. So a little bit of my quick background is going to be very important so you guys know where this is coming from. My name is Keith Aichele. I am a international speaker, trainer, and author. I've had the privilege to be able to speak around the country. In 2016, I was a keynote speaker for the largest trade show for small business. I teach workshops with hundreds of people in entrepreneurship and marketing, and now back into real estate. But I didn't start there. In fact, quite the opposite. When I grew up, I grew up in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home with my mom and my brother. My mom worked 2 jobs. My parents were divorced, so I learned the value of hard work from her. And so that was kind of where I grew up. This is Schaumburg, actually. There's someone on the event here from Chicago. There might be others too, but someone who was willing to share where they were from. I grew up in the Schaumburg area. And at the time, when I was 16 years old, I played in a band. And those are my really cool Zuma pants. I know all of you probably, would love to get those back. But I played in a band. I had a song on the radio. I was going to go to LA and become a rock star. And then I realized, you know what? I actually want to, make money. So I decided to go to college, got hired out of college, worked in corporate. And I was building companies before I even went to college. And I had a really bad experience in real estate and said, man, I could do that better. And I launched my own real estate marketing company back in 2000. And Mary, if it's okay, I'm not going to share your last name, but I'll just use your front name because I know you're one from Chicago on the call. You may or may not remember this company. If you're in DuPage County, you may have seen us around. It was called whatsonthemarket.com. We took that company. Now, the first, the big challenge as I did this, though, is I had no money. And when I was left corporate America at the time, my mom thought I was crazy because you got to remove the negative people in your life, right? Negative people will hold you back from doing anything. But my mom thought I was crazy, tried to talk me out of it because I had a mortgage. My wife didn't work because we couldn't afford daycare. We had a 1-year-old daughter. I had 2 car payments. I had nothing. So I did what real true entrepreneurs do, and I took risk. I cashed out my 401k. That's it, 10K. So I cashed out my 401k for $10,000, and I tried to figure out how to make it happen. How many guys have ever believed in something so strong that you could do it better that you actually went ahead and do that? Maybe that's why you're doing it today. So if you know that if you've ever had that feeling where you could do it better, do me a favor, just type the word better into your chat box. So I went ahead and like I said, I cashed out my 401k, and that first year was the hardest year of my life. I'll be honest with you. I remember riding the entrepreneurial roller coaster. Have you guys ever done that? Have you ever ridden that entrepreneurial roller coaster? You get you have your good months, your bad months, your good days, your bad days, trying to figure out how to make it all happen. That was me. And I realized I've got to figure out how to make this work, or my mom's gonna be right. I'm gonna fail. And I'm a big believer in learning. Write this down. I hope you guys take good notes during this, by the way. Write this down. When you stop learning, you stop earning. All right, that's the reality. When you stop learning, you stop earning. So I was reading different books. I picked up a book by someone named Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Have you guys ever read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad? If you have, just type the word Rich Dad or something in your chat box. I want to know how many people out there are familiar with that book. This is the #1 personal finance book in the history of the world, guys, by the way. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So I read that book, and it really changed my understanding about real estate. So it was really impactful, but it still didn't solve my problem of how I build my business. So I went ahead and I read a second book by him, and it was called Cash Flow Quadrant. You guys ever familiar with this book, Cash Flow Quadrant? This is not mine, by the way. This is Robert Kiyosaki's. And anyone familiar with this book? Type cash flow if you know this book. Nobody's read these books. It's crazy. You guys got to read these. If you haven't read these are like game-changing books. Cash flow quadrant, this is his. On the left side of the equation, he says 90% of America is on the left side, and they make up 10% of the wealth. That's employees and self-employed. On the right side of the equation represents 10% of the population and 90% of the wealth. And in that place, you own a business, and you own a business or you're an investor. And he wrote this, and this is what changed everything for me, guys, and I hope you write this down. It's very important. He says systems are a bridge to freedom, all right? Systems are a bridge to freedom. You know what system stands for, right? Save yourself time, energy, and money, all right? Save yourself time, energy, and money. So it was all about systems. So what happened was, he said, I realized I got to create a systematic way to build customers. So I did that. So I created a systematic way in the world of real estate and real estate marketing to create customers. But once I did that, everything changed. Within 60 days, this is back in 2000, by the way, within 60 days, I had over 1 million hits per month coming to my website. And for those of you that aren't familiar, if you get 1 million hits to your website, you could be charging $40,000 to $50,000 per month. And remember, people were just getting used to email back then. And so I applied that, and what happened was I disrupted the entire real estate industry in 2000. We became #1 in the marketplace in 18 months. We dominated. We had areas that we took over as much as 40% market share. Now, Mary, that might have been right before your time. I don't know. I went on and took that company. I owned not only a real estate brokerage, I owned the title company. I was in mortgages, appraisals, the whole thing, and I sold it all off in 2005, before the crash happened. I'd love to tell you I was smart enough that I knew that it was coming, but I wasn't. I made enough money, and it was time to get out. So by the time I was 31, I had choices in life. It was the most amazing experience. And it was done through real estate, through systems. All right. So what I want you guys to recognize is the power of having systems in what you do. Can you guys just do me a favor and type the word systems in your chat box? I want to make sure that resonated with you and that you understand. If you understand the importance of systems, just do me a favor and just type in the word system. I want to make sure that you guys understand it, because once you understand that, no matter what business you have, you will change when you have systems. So that's what I did. So I went from this tiny 2-bedroom, 1-bath home to living in my dream home estate out in St. Charles, but most importantly, being able to have freedom to spend time with my 5 kids. So these are my 5 kids. They're much older. Well, now they're age almost 6 to 21, 2 in college, but creating a lifestyle where you figure out how to make your work fit into your life rather than figuring out how life fits into your work. Does that make sense? Fit your work into your life, not life into work. Most people get caught up in anything that they do. Even if they own their own business, most people get stuck trying to figure out how to separate the two and actually create that lifestyle. So my kids, for example, they're all going to Vegas because we have a place out there as well. We'll spend Thanksgiving out in Vegas, and we do that. We all summer, 25 days there. We travel around. They even help with events. That's what you want to do, is because entrepreneurs will never stop working, because that's what we do, where our minds are always going. But how do you do what you love and set most important is your important things in life. So let me ask you, how many guys would love to have even more freedom, more money, and more time in your life? Just type the word even more in your chat box, because that's what this is about. And I truly believe that real estate is the path to even more. No matter what you have today, there are paths to even more. So again, I sold all that off, and then I partnered with Rachel Surges. We created a company called Mosaic. We've been running that for over 10 years now, teaching entrepreneurs. We have our own marketing systems and platforms. Quite honestly, that business of ours runs on autopilot because in 2017, we decided to take our marketing expertise and our real estate expertise and combine it back together and go back into real estate. And we launched something super cool and super excited as we expanded our platform for real estate and created a company called FisbleVault.net with our Go Investor platform. And it was to help everybody, no matter where they're at, just beginning or experienced investors, grow to that next level. Now, here's the cool part, and everybody, I hope you pay attention to this, the power of having systems. By doing this all over again, what we were able to do was attract the attention of a billionaire to the tune of $8.7 billion. And what that did for us, he's now been a mentor for us and a partner, and we launched some new companies. One company we launched, in a matter of 3 weeks, we launched a company that's going to add about $12 million a month into our bottom line, into our company. That's powerful, isn't it? That's how billionaires think, right? $20, $30, $100,000 deals are not even, don't even get them out of bed in the morning. You know, they teach you how to build really big things. So we partnered with them, and we've done some really cool things. And because of that partnership, I'm able to offer, I'm going to give away about $10,000 worth of real estate equity on today's call. So that's pretty cool, right? So I'll talk more about that. So that was the biggest secret that transformed my life. Now, systems, right? What I want to do is I want to shift now and share with you all the 3 myths that others have led you to believe that are holding you back from achieving your next level of success in real estate. So number 1, that you need real estate experience to achieve results. A lot of people that have led people to believe that you got to be experienced in real estate to make money. You got to be in real estate for 16 years in order to make real money. No, it's not true at all. I want to go back to what I did back in 2000 when we built a system. When I built this system and put it together, here are my clients in the first 180 days utilizing this system. So I've listed every one of them. Now, most people probably won't recognize these towns or these streets. However, there is someone on here, at least one from Chicago, who might recognize some of these cities. And that was my first 100 days, 80 days. And by the way, keep in mind, I had no real estate experience whatsoever. So after I did that and I was launching this, somebody who I worked with in corporate at the Nielsen company back then saw what I was doing and said, hey, I want to invest in your company. And then he not only invested in the company, he wanted to become a partner with me. So he took on this partnership with me, and he worked the system. His first 180 days, Ted here, had 92 clients. And you'll probably recognize, Mary, I think you said DuPage County, if I read through my chats right. You probably recognize some of these towns and maybe even some of these streets, because a lot of these are in DuPage County. These are areas that he took over and helped these clients in real estate in his first 180 days. You realize how powerful it is to do that much when you start with no real estate experience, when you have systems. And then, so we did that, and then there was another book. I'm going to give you guys a bonus here today. Would it be all right if I gave you a bonus? Type the word bonus into your chat box. I'm going to share with you something that really allowed us to be able to grow and scale things very quickly. And it was a book out there. Maybe some of you have read it already. I want to know if anyone did. Actually, nobody typed in bonus, so maybe I'm not going to share this. So I'll come back later. Oh, so it says, oh yeah, someone's all in there. Okay, so yeah, we do have some people now coming in. There might be a little bit of a delay. So this book by Michael Gerber called The E-Myth, all right? And the E-Myth tells you how you build a business to scale, even if, you know, how to scale it. You want to build it like a franchise, even if you don't desire to franchise it. I'm dating myself. The book now is actually called E-Myth Revisited. So you guys want to get that book. And because and it teaches you how to build with the lowest worker that you can, the lowest quality employee that you can. If you could run your business with monkeys, run it with monkeys, because that will allow you to scale. So what happened is a lot of people said, well, you and Ted went to college, so that's how you were able to have all this success. No, we built a system. So with this system, we brought on our first independent contractor, called employee, but really independent contractor, who worked the system. His name was Ralph Williams. In 8 months, he did 43 clients with no real estate experience. And again, I've listed all the properties that he helped. So it didn't matter if you have experience or not, as long as you have systems. All right. So that was the first lesson, is you don't need to have experience. Number two, the money's made when you buy. How many of you guys have ever heard the money's made when you buy? And you read this, go look it up online. I see it, Dave Ramsey, I see Fortune Builders. It's all crap, guys. The money's not made when you buy. The money's actually made when you sell. The money's made when you sell, and there's this thing called the deal wheel. You see, what happens is when you buy right, it gives you the best chance to make money. But your money's not made until you either sell the property, or you sell the lease, or you sell your Airbnbs, contracts, or overnight rentals. That's when the money's made. So you got to buy right. So there's a process where you have to find a property, you've got to make an offer, you got to have seed money, which is how you acquire it and get control. Then you might need core financing if you're going to buy it outright. Almost every property needs some level of renovation. It could be a doorbell, could need some paint, could be a variety of things. And then it takes you to actually finding your buyer. And again, buyer for your lease, buyer for your short-term rental, buyer for your flip, if that's what you're doing. And then once you finally sell it to that buyer, now you've got more seed money to repeat the process. And people get stuck all the time. Rachel and I researched over in 2017, why are so many people going to Fortune Builders and Renatas and spending $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 and not getting results? It's because they don't know how to complete the deal wheel. So we created a system where people don't need to put in $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. They can just get started with a small amount of education and learn and partner and leverage a system that connects them in to complete their deals faster and make more money on each deal. Who likes the idea of that? We even show them how to get from seed money to finding a buyer without having to wholesale. Because by the way, in Illinois, wholesaling, you need a license for now. That's why we've changed the model completely. You don't need to have a license. We show you how to JV and how you actually, everybody wins and makes more with the JV structured the right way. So that's what we did. So you just got to understand the deal wheel. The money's not made when you buy. So how do you get there faster and complete that deal wheel? Does that make sense? Type the word wheel into your chat box if understanding the concept of the deal wheel makes sense to you. And if you'd like to learn how to, again, how do you play in this deal wheel, and how do you accelerate the deal wheel and be able to do more deals with less money of your own, faster, quicker, then if so, you're going to want to make a small investment in yourself of time. I don't even count the $47. You'll spend that on dinner tonight if you've got a family and go to McDonald's. It's more about spending a day to learn how to accelerate that. Then the third thing, you need income, credit, and capital. And people say this all the time, I got to have income, capital, and credit. That's not true at all. In fact, I'm going to show you a real life example. What you have to realize is the asset pyramid: income, capital, and credit. So you need all three of these is what people think, but you don't. You might have one of them. You might have two of them. Now, if you have all three, you can do more. Does that make sense? I have people with capital that I'm showing them. Actually, I just got today, I got more people that'll lend, that lend money to projects, and they're making between 18 to 60% APR on their money. How many of you guys know folks, if not yourself, that would love to make 18 to 60% APR on their money? I hope you say all day long, or would you if you had capital? If you had 10, 15, 20, $30,000, would you like to make 18 to 60%, not have to be, you have to be in flipping the property or things like that? There are ways to do that when you understand the work together. And there's a simple connection and something in the middle that connects all these pieces together. And we're going to share that at the live event, because it takes me a little time to walk you through that, but it's going to make complete sense to you how you plan that. But even if you have none of them, none of these assets, I'm going to show you how you make a real life example, and then we go into more at the workshop. I put a bonus in here, but you guys have to want it. You have to type in bonus. How would you like to learn how I made $35,000 in just 1 year off $100, and you can use the same strategy? Any one of you on this call, anywhere in the country, can use this strategy. Now, I'm not guaranteeing you how much your numbers will be, but I will tell you, you can use a very small amount, like $100, and you can make 20,000, 15, 50. I got one in Vegas. I'm making 215. I don't even put that one on here because I don't want people to be like, well, that's all bogus. No, I'll show you the numbers. Anyone that wants to see it. If you guys want me to walk you through this, type the word bonus in here and I'll take you through it. If not, I'll skip over this part and we'll just go into the last piece that I have for you here. So If you guys just type the word bonus in your chat box, okay. And I should kick people off that didn't type in because they don't want it. Maybe we could put them in a waiting room and they don't get the bonus. But I don't know, sometimes on these things, people don't know how to use their chat. Otherwise, I do that. I'm not familiar with this webinar system. If you were on Zoom, I know exactly how it works, and I just put people in a waiting room. So anyway, here's how it works. So there was a gentleman actually lived in Carroll Stream. I'll say this because I bet this Mary here on the call knows of Carroll Stream. There was a townhouse on Georgetown in Carroll Stream, and the gentleman was actually relocating from Chicago to South Carolina. And what happened was he was relocating. He didn't want to have to manage or deal with this property at all. Well, he reached out to me, and we show you at the workshop how to get people reaching out to you to make offers on their home, by the way. It's one of the cool things that we teach you at the workshop is a systematic way to get more people. We're not chasing down notice of defaults. I'm not going after people that, you know, are at the auctions or things like that. You can do that stuff too. I don't care. But I want to show you what's called blue ocean, spaces that other people aren't playing in. But anyway, so he reaches out to me, and what I did is I paid him $100 for a contract to take over his payments with an option to buy his home. All right. If you guys on this call could come up with $100, type $100 into your chat box. And if you can't, you're not thinking big enough, because if you found a project like this, I'll give you the $100, but I want half, right? So type in $100 if you could come up with $100. So you come up with $100. I put up the contract, and then I market it to my pool of rent-to-owners, or you could be doing renters, and someone on this call is working with Airbnb all the time. So you might already know that you know how to Airbnb this property. But in this case, I marketed to my rent-to-own pool. This was on a Tuesday, I took over the property. By Thursday, 2 days later, I already had a tenant, a rent-to-own tenant in my property that was paying me $100 more a month than I was leasing it for. Does that make sense? I was actually renting it for $14.50 from the seller, and I had a tenant buyer who was renting it for $15.50. Okay. Now, to do a rent to own, that those that aren't familiar, you actually get an option payment on a rent to own, and I got about $7,500. All right. The property needed about $5,000 in repairs, and by the way, I did not use the $7,500 option payment. I used a credit card for this, even though I had the cash up front, because I always want my cash on cash ROI to be as high as possible. How many people actually know and understand and utilize cash on cash ROIs as they make their investment decisions today? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, say, don't know what cash on cash ROI is. Because I'll tell you, most trainings I do, 90% of the room have no idea what I'm talking about with cash on cash ROI. So at our next workshop that you attend, I'm going to share with you what cash on cash ROI is, and you will look at your investing different for the rest of your life. You will accelerate people that have been investing for decades, because I'm going to show you how to make your money grow faster. So anyway, so I did the option payment of $7,500. So think about this. I spent $100 up front, and I already am now making positive cash flow every single month, and I have $7,500 in my bank account. 1 year later, I sold the home, and I made $35,800 net from the sale. Think about that. I do this all the time. We're doing another one right now. I've got actually 2 in Hanover Park right now, Mary, because you know the space, that we're picking up, and 1 in North Aurora. And these are just off 3 people that came to our workshop last weekend. I'm showing them how to acquire properties without needing any of their own money, any of their own capital. And they're going to make cash flow and make, you know, even if it's only $20,000, if it's none of your own money, it doesn't matter, 20, 40, 50, 15. That's what we show people how to do without needing to do fix and flip necessarily as your cash flow stream, or have to do a wholesale. Very important, guys, to learn NextGen strategies. So let me ask you, how many of you guys would have an interest in learning this and a few other strategies? Like, I'll show you how to buy properties at full asking price today, put virtually none of your own money out of your pocket, and have $50,000 in equity, 50 to 70 over 5 years paid in by someone else. If you like those strategies, type the word strategies into your chat box. I just want to know if this is resonating, because I'm trying to make sure I get through all this for you guys. I've only got a few minutes left to share content with you. And again, anyone that joined at the beginning, you can come to our workshop for $47, money back guarantee. I don't want your money. I just want to share with you and see if you're really wanting to implement those strategies. I know all you could come up with $100 now, so you guys can all come up with $47 risk-free to learn how to do it, so you can invest $100 over and over and over again. So I'm going to get to you in just a minute how you register for that workshop, but I want to move on to the last part, the 3 keys to get a fast start to becoming a next-gen real estate investor no matter where you are today. I don't care if you're brand new, and I know some people probably joined us late. If you joined late, I just want to know, can you type in your chat box, are you a beginning investor? Have you done some training but no deals? Or are you actively investing? And if so, how are you investing? I'm flipping, I'm wholesaling, I'm buy and hold, I'm Airbnb, I'm assisted living. Just let me know. I'm doing multi-units. Just let me know. I'd like to know who's in the audience so I can best help you. So last step, last section I want to share with you, and then I'll give you guys an opportunity to join us for our next upcoming workshop. You can stream in anywhere in the country or join us live. Number 1, plan for at least 10 hours a week. You've got to treat this like a business. And you've also got to break out what we call the core activities that need to be done and you got to execute. Now, at the workshop, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do for those 10 hours. You can't spend 10 hours working on your website just because it's your website for your business. That does not count. Does that make sense? By the way, we normally do a Q&A at 45 minutes. Are you okay if I do the Q&A right after that so I can finish the content and show you guys how to get involved in the workshop and catch you there? So if you're okay with the Q&A afterwards, just type the word okay. If I'm just a few minutes late on the Q&A, I want you guys as attendees own this session with me. So I want to make sure you guys get what you want out of this. I want to show you the steps to get started fast. Okay, so we're seeing people okay to go just a little bit over. Thank you. So you got to treat it like a business. So now, why 10 hours? Here's why 10 hours. Because if you plan for 10, you should at least hit 5. Does that make sense? And if you plan for 5, you might only do 1 or 2. And if you only do 1 or 2 a week in real estate, you will not create a habit. If you do not create a habit, you will never be successful. This is why Rich Dad Poor Dad runs 100 workshops a month. People go all the time, but most people aren't successful. They don't create habits, they don't take it either seriously enough, or they move at too slow of a pace that they get discouraged when it's not working. They do 1 hour a week, and then all of a sudden, they're like, well, wait a minute, this isn't working, and they give up. They give up before they ever get there, so you gotta plan for 10. So can you guys commit to at least 5 hours a week? Plan for 10, but commit to 5 if it could change your life and you could build real estate. By the way, at the workshop, I'm gonna show you how to get 10 paid off properties within 5 to 10 years that you own free and clear, and you could do that without needing any of your own money or capital. Now, you could get there faster with capital, but who would agree that if you had 10 paid off properties, and that's $10,000 a month minimum, you have a free cash flow, could that change your life? If you think 10 properties, just put the number 10 into your chat box. Learning how to acquire 10 properties, and I'm going to show you the exact strategy. I'm not going to hide anything. Like for 47 bucks, I'm going to give you the whole thing because I want you guys to grow. I want you to learn how to do it. Because most people that invest in real estate, and I don't know, Mary, I love the fact that you're doing more and flipping over the investment side. My guess is, Mary, and I'm not picking on you, despite being in the business for 15 years as an agent, you probably may not have 10 paid off properties. Nobody knows your last name, so no one else knows. But if I'm right, let me know. The reason is people just haven't been taught how to do it the right way. They don't teach you that in real estate school. They don't teach you how to do it in other places. So I want everybody to learn how to do it because that creates freedom. Now, you're not a millionaire with 10 properties necessarily, but you have a good freedom lifestyle. Number 2, and by the way, you're not alone. Almost everyone that comes into my workshop does not have 10 paid off properties, and whether they've been in real estate 3 years, 5, you could do it in 3 years if you really wanted to. But I show you systematically, if you follow the process, you'll have it in 5 to 10 years, and you can accelerate it faster. Number 2, you got to learn how to build the right relationships. I'm going to show you how to build the right relationships so people come to you. And number 3, you got to get sellers reaching out to you to make offers. I'm going to show you how to, you got to get people reaching out to you to make offers. Now, by the way, I'm going to show you an abundance of properties. You have to understand the seller mindset shift. You have to understand this. I want all you guys to recognize, I'm going to blow your mind. I only did this for Atlanta because I thought most people on this call would be from Atlanta, but they're not. They're all over the country, which is great. I can pull up any city and show you. Seller mindset shift is this. People start with, they list their home with an agent, and then they start getting discouraged. And Mary, you probably know this. Because I know she's an agent. I don't know if anyone else is an agent. After some time, they start getting discouraged. They start getting frustrated. And then by the time they're done, they want to give up. And here's what happens when that happens. Here's a property in Las Vegas. They listed their home in March for $600,000. $600,000. By November, they dropped their price to $490,000. This happens all the time. 40% of properties will give up at least $20,000 or $30,000 off their list price when they sell. I do this live. I'll go into every MLS and I'll show and prove it to you. So just take my word. We'll cover that later. There's no time here, but I will show you. That property with $100,000 of rehab had an ARV of $750,000. That's $150,000 of opportunity. I will show you how you can find those properties all day long, because if they would have accepted $490,000, do you think they would have taken $540 and we could have made $100,000? Do you think they might have taken $600,000 and we still would have made money? I will show you how you find them. They are in abundance. I always like to share, just to prove this to you. I can do this in any area. I'll show you how to do it in your city. In the greater Atlanta, because again, I thought this was around Atlanta because that's where I spoke last for Think Realty. 136 active properties, 92,000 have been on the market for over 30 days. That's 68%. Check that out. Look at this. This is what we call stale listings. 39%, 53,000 people have their property on the market for over 90 days. How many of you guys believe that they're starting to feel distressed? They're starting to feel like they need to do something different. They're going to continue to drop their price. I'm going to show you how to go in and actually buy their property at full price, where you cash flow, you use none of your own money, and you have $50,000 to $70,000 of equity in 5 to 7 years. There's 53,000. Now this one I expanded it further because Atlanta was just insane. This is a 2-hour drive from Atlanta. 23,000 have been on for over 6 months. There is more opportunity than anyone on this call can take on themselves. So I don't mind sharing this strategy with everybody, because you all can make tons of money. So I just want you guys to understand that the opportunity is out there. I want you to understand that people get distressed, and that is it. So last thing, here's an attorney reaching out to me, reaching out to me, 2 of them around Labor Day, that came in and said, I've got 2 clients that need help. They're relocating. Can you help them? I'm going to show you how to get attorneys and agents and sellers reaching out to you to say, help me with my property, make me an offer. And we're going to show you how you can make offers that create a win-win for everyone and build your wealth of portfolio, and do not cheat the sellers. Does that make sense? I'm going to show you how we get the money that the bank would normally get. So if you guys like what I shared, so I just shared with you today the biggest secret that transformed my life, and I know will transform yours too. The 3 myths holding you back that others have led you to believe from reaching your next level through real estate investing. And the 3 keys to get a fast start becoming a next-gen real estate investor no matter where you're at today. Now, I didn't realize till I got on this call I only had 45 minutes. I thought I had 60 till in total for the Q&A. I always like the Q&A in the last 5 minutes. So I'm going to get quickly to that. But before I do that, how many of you guys would love the opportunity to learn more on this? Type the word more into your chat box. If what I shared with you at least piqued your interest, and you'd like to learn how you could learn more about how you can do this, you're absolutely serious about taking real estate to your next level, I'm going to share with you how you can get involved right now. If all this did was answer your questions on how others are doing it so you could see how you could do it too, would that not be worth it? If I helped you get just 1 real estate down with not needing any of your own capital or credit or equity or capital or credit, would that be worth your time? So let me show you how we can make this available for you. Again, it's perfect if you know that real estate's creating freedom lifestyles everywhere and you don't want to miss out. This is perfect if you want a system to save you lots of time and wasted money in learning the process. And if you want access to a network so that you could close more deals and be successful. Or if you're just looking for a little bit of extra cash or a way to reach financial freedom, it doesn't matter. This is going to do that for you. We created a full day workshop. It's from 8:30 to 5:30. All right. So I want you to commit a whole day. How many of you guys could commit a full day, either online or in person? You could commit 1 day to learn how to do this. So type the word 1 day in your chat box. We're going to show you how to acquire property regardless of your income, capital, or credit. Again, if you have more and you have all 3, I'll show you how to make even more with what you have. We're going to show you how to instantly connect with the right resources to close more deals, how to accelerate your path to financial freedom, how to have other people pay for the things you really want in life. I'm going to show you how to have other people pay for everything that you need, whether it's college, whether it's your retirement, your travel. We're going to do that in the morning, almost right when we open up, so everyone has the mindset that they need to get deeper into real estate. We're going to show you how to get sellers reaching out to you instead of chasing them down, like those letters I showed you, how you get people coming after you. We're going to show you how to access an abundance of deals that most investors don't even know about. I showed you the list, 20,000. By the way, Mary in Chicago, because I just did this on Saturday, there's 15,000 in Chicagoland within 2 hours, not even 2 hours, not even counting Rockford, that you can go after and pick up. Creative ways to turn more properties into opportunity for you, how to market your business for exponential results, and more. So the whole value, if you just did one deal, who would not agree? It's at least $10,000, because if you could get one deal, you should make at least 10 grand. I'm not going to go to the testimonials. You guys already know you want to grow, but I've got them here. It's on the website. We're going to give you a book for those that are fast action takers. We'll give you a copy of the book. We'll get it mailed to you if you have to do the live stream. This is really cool. We're going to give you the most critical conversations to have and what to say to accelerate your access. We're going to show you how to reach the right people that feed you with deals. How many guys would like to get in a live Q&A with a recluse multi-billionaire Mr. O? Guys, he blew everyone's mind this Saturday in Chicago. They could not believe how amazing his mindset is. You're going to get an opportunity, and as a last bonus, I'm going to give away $10,000 in equity. We're going to give away $1,000 in real estate equity for the first 10 people that register to attend the event, register and actually attend it. All right, Mr. O, our billionaire, is giving away real estate equity. If you're serious about attending, we're going to let you join. Our next one is actually in Atlanta live, but you can live stream online. You could go to that link right now, TRATL 19. That's like Think Realty Atlanta 19.nextgenrealestateinvesting.com. 100% money back. I don't want your $47. It does not change my life. It doesn't impact anything for me. But we only want people in the room that are serious about wanting to grow. So if you want that, by the way, you register now. This offer expires tomorrow, by the way. The reason we expire it tomorrow is because I know if people don't do it now, they're just not going to do it. So it doesn't matter. I could make it a month. It doesn't matter. If you don't do it in the next hour, probably 5-10 minutes, you're going to move on to the rest of your life and you're going to miss out. So I really should have it expire in 15 minutes, but I don't know. Maybe people are driving and their internet sucks. I don't know. But you guys are going to be able to join live at that event, live stream in. Make sure you pick live stream. So Mary, I know you really want to attend this, and I know you just missed Chicago. So just pick one of the live stream dates. We have this Saturday. We have next Saturday. We're in San Diego. That's the 19th of October. And then also scheduled already is Phoenix, November 9th. You can come live or you can join on the live stream link via Zoom. And we're happy to have you join us and learn everything that I just shared with you, how to do it. You could take the strategies, you're going to know what to do, you're going to know why it works, and it's going to change. I guarantee it's going to change your path to real estate investing. So those of you, again, sign up now. Was there any questions you guys want me to answer for you? I know some of you are probably already going on and filling out your registration online. That's great. You will get $1,000 in real estate equity. Oh, the equity is for those that take action now on this call, because that's it. We know that those that take action will not only show up, they'll actually apply the strategies that you learn at the workshop. I know it, because that's all it takes is action. So I'm going to pause there. Thank you guys for chiming in and saying it was okay for me to continue. I know I broke the regular pattern, but again, I like those that join to get the most out of what I can share. I want to bring as much value to you guys, the attendees, as we can. So I really wanted to make sure I got through the content that I brought here for you today. By the way, if any of you, how many of you guys are going to be joining us at one of the upcoming workshops? Just type into there yes into your chat box if you're going to spend just a day with us and learn what we've got going on there. I guarantee you it will be game changing. And by the way, for Mary, who is a broker, we actually can help brokers and agents how they build their real estate investor clients, because you're going to learn these strategies and you'll make money. You'll make money helping other people implement the strategies, if that makes sense. I mean, there's a whole partner. We'll show you as an agent how to get other people that want to invest in the projects. They don't have to, but you have that ability to really build and be involved in teams. In fact, I have an agent that came out of Chicago this past weekend. He was just helping people build, find properties and work with them. He's already on 2 joint venture projects with us where he's getting a part of the equity in the projects. Does that make sense? So not only earn commission, what if you could actually make a part of the actual equity as a joint fee partner. Doesn't that sound like a better deal as a broker? Like, let's start increasing your revenue. And by the way, there's a reason we do that too, to help you be able to get your own funding in your business's name. We're going to cover that off there too. So as you build more and more capital, you want the ability to buy your own properties, because when you start making a certain amount of money, you need a place to put it. So sometimes you're going to want to fund your own deals or projects that you brought in with your clientele or partners or friends, and you'll have the capital to be able to put that in and earn 18, 20, 30, 60%, because that's way better than having it sit in the bank. So we're going to show you how to do that as well. So again, that's why it's a full day, guys. Like, you got to come in willing and hungry to learn. But I assure you, it will be different than anything that you've seen. So with that said, I know I've only got a few. I said I was going to stay within the hour, although I'll always stick on longer if they'll let me, if you guys have questions. But please ask me any question, anything you have. If there's anything that you thought, is there a reason not to attend? That's what I'd love to know. For anyone who sees all this and says, well, here's why I don't think that I'd want to attend, because maybe I went so fast you didn't catch why every one of you should be at that event. I'm happy to answer anything for you. There's not a single negative that I can't answer and make a positive for you. In this business and what I shared with you, it's all just a matter of understanding what I was describing. Wow, this is a super easy crowd. I see most everybody's still on, so we didn't lose anybody, by the way. So for Rodney and Kat, notice we still got the full house, at least what I'm seeing, of everyone that started. We actually have more now than when we started. So we went over a little bit, but that's what I say. If you can deliver great value to your audiences, they won't leave. They'll typically want more, and a lot of people will wait to see if there's questions. Here's a question I always get: Do I have to have money to get started? Right? People always ask that. Do I need money to get started? And there's another question that kids came in too, so thank you. I'll answer that as well. Do I need money to get started? No, you don't need money. And in fact, I encourage you not to use your money unless it's the right project. Like, we're working with our billionaire in projects that produce 2,000% returns. So as we're finding these properties, you don't necessarily want to use your own money. Another question that just came in: is there any Airbnb content? So Mary, what I'm going to do with you when you join, I'll focus and make sure you get all your questions on Airbnb. And by the way, I pick at Airbnb strategies all the time. How many of you guys know Brian Page? Do you guys know Brian Page? He's got a whole Airbnb strategy system out there, all that other good stuff, right? I show you how you take those strategies and you accelerate them. Here's why. I'm going to show you, instead of, like, some of the strategies are that use sublease properties, right? Any of you guys aware with the Airbnb strategy where you don't own the property, you just sublease and then you kind of manage the Airbnb piece? And Mary, are you owning yours, or are you actually subletting? Are you playing kind of sandwich, almost like sandwich leases? I'm just curious. Because I'm going to show, I'll talk about how you can acquire a heck of a lot more properties and actually own them, work on your path to own them without having to invest money into them. All right? Because here's what I don't mind the sandwich lease on Airbnb. I think it's a great strategy. I mean, it's phenomenal. But at the end of the day, at any point, you're just hatching your plan. So I'm going to show you how to accelerate your plan, because here's what happens. I know a lot of people that do Airbnb. By the way, I love Airbnb. I love it. It's great. Vegas is very tough because they're really, those casinos own the town. But out in these areas in Chicago, Airbnb is phenomenal in other areas. But here's what you're going to do. We're going to show you how you pick up and acquire the property without needing your own capital. But then you're going to Airbnb them and get the cash flow of an Airbnb as if you're renting, but you're actually going to be building equity in the property over 5 years, and eventually that property is going to get paid off on its own, and you're going to own it outright. So you're going to do a hybrid of owning it and sandwich leasing. You get the benefits of a sandwich lease, but you get the benefits of owning it. So it's like a hybrid. So we're going to show you that during that session there, Mary. So I love the fact that you're wanting to get into that strategy, because what it does is it increases your cash flow even bigger, Airbnb versus straight rental. But there's pros and cons, though. There are some risks, right? And we'll talk about those too. Great question, though. A lot of people want to ask this: do I need to have a license, a real estate license? No. Actually, in a lot of things you do, it could be better sometimes not to have a real estate license. But if you do have a license, we show you how to leverage your license, right? But a lot of times we find, look, Mr. O, our billionaire partner, he says his elk, all in the billions, all of them make tremendous money in real estate. None have a real estate license. So you don't need a real estate license. And again, there's certain things and strategies that you can do that you don't need a license. So at some point, Mary, you might hit a place where you've got enough revenue come from your real estate investing that you may find it that I don't want to be maintaining my license anymore. That it might be holding me back from some other things that I could be doing. But this is not telling you have to get rid of it in any way, shape, or form. I'm just letting you know. I no longer have my broker's license. I prefer not to have it. It also allows me to implement the same strategies in every single state. That way I don't need to be licensed in each state. I could do the same thing over and over again. I've got a systematic way to go into any state, anywhere. I don't need a license. If I ever need something that requires a license, I'll find a partner with a broker and I'll give them some equity in the joint venture with me. Right? That's it. And that'll actually remove my fees for it too, and I'll increase my cash on cash ROI. Other questions? I just want to make sure I get everything answered for folks. I want to make sure you guys don't miss out on this opportunity because you misunderstood something. You weren't clear how it's going to help you. I assure you, if you have any interest in out-marketing and outpacing the other investors in the field, I have people coming to me, they're done doing multi-units. When they learn how to grow, not even this, but our 2,000% strategies, they realize that owning multifamily, as stable as everyone thinks that is nothing compared to Gen strategies that we're going to share in the bonus session with Mr. O. Mr. O is going to share how he gets 2,000% returns on property. By the way, since you guys are part of Think Realty, I think I saw Eddie on here too. Eddie, you can vouch for this. A good partner that connected me in with Mr. O is his name is John Lee. He won the Commercial Real Estate Award this year with Think Realty because the amount of property that he acquired using the strategies that Mr. O, our billionaire partner that we're all connected, work with. That's how powerful it is. And so this stuff is amazing when you get to that level. Yeah, somebody just made a great comment. It's very expensive to maintain licenses in multiple states. It's the MLS an extreme drag. Absolutely, that was Mary. You're absolutely right. That's why I prefer to find ways that I could scale in any market. I can just jump in and help people. I can go to Atlanta. I can go to Vegas. I own properties in Vegas. I own properties in Illinois. I'm buying properties in Texas. It doesn't matter when you learn how to build your strategy the right way. Again, doesn't mean you can't keep your license. There's some benefits to it, Mary. You could turn every person that you connect up with into dollars in some way, shape, or form, because you could always, sell their house for them or help them buy a house. That's fine. But to me, taking around people, shuffling them into houses, that's a job, right? You want to learn how to build real estate so it's passive income rather than always. That's why I don't like fix and flip as a main strategy. That's work. That's the grind. Whenever you stop doing that, you stop earning. Last chance. By the way, remember, you can use the $47 code anytime through the end of tomorrow. But if you want $1,000 in real estate equity, we're giving away to those that are true action takers that we know are going to implement the strategies. We want to reward those that want to learn because we want to impact your life. That's it, plain and simple. So take action now. On the screen, you'll see that the link, tratl19.nextgenrealestateinvesting.com. You'll be able to pick from any of the events. By the way, if you can't make, it's a good question people ask. If you can't make one of the event dates that's already on the schedule, register for any one of them, just so you lock in your price and your bonus, and we'll get you another one. We're running these events all the time. We'll probably be back in Atlanta in December, but we run them every month, at least 1, 2, sometimes 3 a month. So you can hop in anytime. Other last questions? If not, I'll wrap up there. You guys have been great. I appreciate you all jumping on and joining on. Again, keep in mind, I don't know if I'm misreading this. Maybe in the panelist chat, let me know. Kat and Rodney, am I reading it right that we still have every attendee on the call, even though we're 20 minutes past our 45? We teach my Mosaic company. We teach a speaking training program. We teach people how to run webinars. We teach them how to run live events. If people are engaged and they love your content, and you've got the ability to give them your time, share it with them. And guys, if you're on this call, You know, by the way, I didn't mention this. I've done over 1,200 real estate transactions. 1,200 real estate transactions over the past 20 years. I did most of them in the span of 5 years alone. I was doing about 400 a year, 300 to 400 a year, just crushing them out. So, you know, ask me anything you want. I understand real estate. And by the way, you guys will have access to a billionaire at the event. So last chance. If you have a question, one last thing to do, if you're a slow typer, just put a question mark in your chat box. At the end, I always hate to cut off and find out that somebody had a question, but they were like, you know, the finger pokers on the keyboard. So just hit the question mark and enter in the next 10 seconds. Otherwise, we're going to assume we've answered all questions and we'll let you all go. So if you have a question, type the question mark, enter, and then type up your question so we don't hang up on you. All right. 5 more seconds to find that question mark key and hit enter. If not, awesome. So no one else has any more questions. I want to thank you guys for your time today. I hope you got a tremendous amount of value. I hope you see the power of next-gen real estate investing. Spend just one day. I don't even count the money. The money's nothing. I can't even say that that's an investment in your time because it's risk-free. I recognize your time is valuable. I don't want to waste your time or mine, so we only want serious people in the room. That's why we don't do our events for free. Normally online, they're $297. I know I'm going to see some of you already at our upcoming one of our live stream events or in person. So can't wait to meet you in person. Make sure you come up and introduce yourself at the event and reach out to us at support@fisbovault.net if you have any questions. Thank you, Kat and Rodney, and Think Realty for having me here today. You guys got an amazing program. You're doing amazing things for your network and your audience. I'm a big believer in what you guys have, the value you provide to the community, and I'm just happy to be part of what you guys are doing.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate it, Keith, and thank you all the attendees that attended today, and have a great afternoon.